He wasn't penalized, but could be fined for unsportsmanlike conduct. The real issue is, though, why was Manziel listening to taunts? Manziel and head coach Mike Pettin on his actions.
Why is what wrong?
Why is it a negative?
I mean, I don't think it's a positive.
I mean, is it distracting or is it just?
No distraction at all. I mean, it's not a big deal to me. I think I need to, like I said, hold my composure better, but it's a gesture.
He does not sit well, and I was informed of it after the game, and it's disappointing. I mean, because what we talk about is being poised and being focused. That you have to be able to maintain your poise. That's a big part of all football players, especially the quarterback, that we have to keep our composure. So that's something that we will obviously address with him.
Is that something you factor into when picking a starter, or do you go simply on what you see performance-wise on the field?
No, it's whoever gives us the best chance to win the opener will be the starter.
All right, especially the quarterback, he must maintain his composure. So what exactly happened? Redskins safety Ryan Clark was on Mike and Mike earlier this morning and explained what could have set Manziel off.
I can tell you what the statement was that set him off. The statement was, "This isn't college anymore, and these people are faster than you are," and he didn't like it. And that was me cleaning up the statement, but that's pretty much what it was.
All right, there it was. Stephen A. Smith. His actions last night, how does it affect the quarterback battle?
Well, I'm quite sure, considering the age that we live in, social media, the media storm that it ultimately creates, that it could potentially have a negative impact on him because it's going to be perceived as him not being mature.
Yeah.
And clearly there's a maturity level that he has to reach. I will remind everybody he's 22 years old. He's in his first year out of college. And by the way, I think it's much ado about nothing. And I'm going to go as far as to say all of these NFL pundits and aficionados, I'm going to call everybody out right now. It's getting to be a bit sickening. If I'm here, I'm under the impression that Johnny Manziel flipped his finger at the fans, which I obviously would think would be egregious because you can't react to them. But I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, pause. This was at the Redskins?
Right.
Because the Redskins was saying something to him, and he was flipping the bird at his opponent? Excuse me, are we not overreacting to this now? Mm-hmm. It's a bit ridiculous. I mean, I'm watching Sports Center, I'm listening to radio, I'm watching the networks, and I'm like, Johnny, listen, it's not that big of a deal, but you can't react like they can't be hearing the fans. You got to tune them out. Come to find out, it wasn't at the fans at all. It was at the Redskins. You mean your opponent? You mean your opponent that's talking smack to you? The opponents that don't have the microphone on them and Lord knows what they're saying to you while they're trying to smack you upside your head and cut you off at the knees and body slam you? I keep going back to what I told you when I ran into Cam Chancellor, the leader of the Legion of Boom, and he's at the ESPYs, and he's like, has he been hit yet? That was his whole thing because, cats gonna go at him. Yeah. So here you are, knowing that guys are gonna go at you. Now, please don't get me wrong. Let's not lose perspective here. I am not advocating that it is okay for you to flip the bird at somebody, especially with the cameras rolling. But
the cameras are always rolling.
Right.
Especially on him.
I understand it, but what I'm saying is the flip side to it is can we gather clarity here? I mean, I was under the impression initially until I woke up this morning that it was at the fans because all you heard was he flipped the middle finger. So I'm thinking, can't react like that towards the fans. Got to tune them out, got to ignore them, blah, blah, blah. But if it's towards the Redskins, is it really that big of a deal when we got the lead Sports Center and everybody's got to talk about it as if it's breaking news and back page headlines and leading.com and trending on Twitter? And for what? Because that's your opponent? And that's how you felt about them because Lord knows what they were speaking. Thank God for Ryan Clark coming on Mike and Mike and saying, well, we didn't say it in those terms. Yeah. Right. Obviously, it can't be repeated, but that was basically the message and he didn't like it. At least somebody had the decency to be honest about the fact that you were coming at him. Now, we can sit there and say, well, you can't do that.
Yep.
But at the same time, How come we always look at the end result and we don't look at what leads up to it? How do we ignore that? That's all I'm trying to say here. It's not the wisest thing to do. You got to tune it out or whatever. But if you sit there and listen to NFL Network and how they mic you in NFL films, do you hear the stuff that these dudes say to each other?
Yeah.
I mean, do you hear? Because you're competing. And we're touching in the dangerous territory. Obviously, again, not advocating the use of the middle finger. But we're touching on dangerous territory when we want to try to police how cats are going at each other. They're going at each other like this all the time. Some of the stuff that is said is far more egregious than somebody flipping the bird at you.
All right,
that's all I'm trying to say.
Out, though. So, again, should it be a factor in this quarterback battle?
I don't think it should be, but I think it will because it's Johnny. And that's the bottom line. It's Johnny Manziel, so everything's going to be blown up in the astronomical proportions, which I think in this particular specific incident is ridiculous. You're competing. You're competing.
I pretty much agree with everything you just said. I did not love this. I do not condone it. I don't ever want to see it from him again. Now, silly me, when I first saw the flash of it, I was hoping it was some weird signal that he was giving to his coordinator and sideline, like I want a new personnel group to come in. But no, it was over the shoulder. And let's be clear about this. He didn't turn and face and give the double bird, right? He flipped it over his shoulder without turning to look. Am I right about that? Okay, so it's basically Johnny Manziel saying whatever to you. He's saying whatever you think is fine, heck with you. Now, the reason I would not hold this against him as far as winning and losing the job is you better believe this is part and parcel of the Johnny football package. If you watched him in college, and I watched every play he ran, he was a notorious trash talker in the Southeastern Conference. Not an initiator, a responder. If you started it, he would try to finish it. Do you remember the Rice game that started off this year?
Started off last year, and the coach went up in his face like, what you doing?
He had to sit the first half. Remember his silly suspension for a half? And then he throws a touchdown pass. They're all over him doing the money sign to him. And what happened? Kevin Sumlin walks him all the way from the end zone back to the bench and benched him, took him out of the game, and told the press afterwards, I'm paraphrasing, but he basically said, it's a foolish penalty because they're going to be chirping at him every week in this league that we're about to play in, and you can't let it get to you. Well, clearly, you can't let the Redskins get to you. And I get it. They were over in the first sack that Arapahoe's over and did it. So after a while, he just couldn't take it. Now, here's the point. And do not miss this point about Johnny football. The more he trash talks and the madder he gets, the better he plays. You better believe it. I saw it again and again. The madder he got at the Auburn Tigers at Texas A&M, the more plays he made. It's part and parcel. And if you don't like it, you should cut him, cut loose, cut bait, and let him go somewhere else.
You're saying that's who he is as a quarterback.
Yes, it is. Now, I don't want to see
that composure.
I don't want to see the middle finger anymore, but the trash talk is part of who he is.
Listen, bottom line is this, man. Listen, if opponents are looking at you and calling you everything but the child of God, okay, how is that less egregious than the middle finger? Because it's more visual? I mean, is that what it is? All I'm trying to say is this. I don't want to see the NFL involved in all this. Oh, they're going to review the tapes. And after that, they're going to fine them.
Well, they will.
They're going to fine them. Well, you going to fine somebody for what they were saying to them? Let it go.
You can't see what they're saying.
All right, that's fine. That's the whole point. And that's the whole point of all of this. And then if that's going to be the case, because the NFL is going to find you, can we at least have the decency as members of the Fourth Estate to fall back and just say, you know what, this really ain't a big deal. I'm watching people out there. I mean, listen, we got people, I'm sorry to bring this up, we got people in the NFL getting arrested, man. Arrested.
Yeah. So
and we talking about Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
We treat like he committed a crime.
Yeah.
What? Am I going to sit here and tell you that I didn't give people the middle finger? You're damn right I have in the past. And I mean, come on, man.
It's just because
it's ridiculous.
He's a quarterback with a reputation.
It's ridiculous. It's not. Listen, it's ridiculous. I'm just saying, fine. The NFL got to fine him. fine. But us, as members of the Fourth Estate, can we fall back, pump the brakes, calm our damn nerves, and really put things in its proper perspective? You're going up against the Redskins. They're having their way with you physically. They're putting pressure on you. Receivers are dropping passes. You're underthrowing, overthrowing dudes. It's a frustrating evening, and they're talking smack to you, and you flip them the bird. Can we not act like the man committed a daggone crime? Can we do that?
All right. No crime committed here. We all agree the Redskins